Today, I'm diving into 11 limiting money beliefs that I used to have. These are beliefs that held me back, but I've had to overcome them over the years. I think some of you out there might have some of them too. The 11th one might be the most controversial one, so stick around if you want to hear about it. Hi, I'm Sandra Park. I'm an engineer and I'm a financial coach. I help women in STEM control their finances so their finances don't control them. On this channel, I talk about everything from building a budget to building wealth. Let's get into it. Number one, I used to believe that I was just a spender and I couldn't save any money. I thought these were fixed identities and that I was just a born spender. I could not save any money for the life of me. But believe me, saving money is a skill. It's not something that you can't do if you weren't born with a certain gene. It's more about the mindsets and habits that you adopt rather than a fixed identity that you've put on yourself. Number two, I make too much money, thus I don't need to learn how to manage my money. There was a time in my life when I thought I could out-earn all my money mistakes. I didn't have to learn how to manage money because another paycheck was always coming. There's always another job, promotion, or raise that was going to come save me. But I realized over time that it's more about how you manage your money. It doesn't matter that you make a lot of money. It's what you keep and save and invest that matters much more. Number three, I'm just bad at math. Okay, I will have to say that that's not entirely true, that I always thought that, because I am an engineer, I am somewhat good at math. I have to be at least above average, right, to make it through engineering school. But there was a time when I was struggling with learning budgeting that I thought, wow, this is so difficult. It must just be math errors, or I hear this a lot from clients too, that I'm just bad at math, and that is not true. For personal finance, the mathematics doesn't really go any higher than addition, subtraction, maybe some ratios and percentages would be nice, but really there's calculators out there for just about anything you need to figure out. Number four, no one taught me about money. Growing up in my family, we certainly didn't have very open money talks. Even though I did watch the behavior of my parents and they were very frugal, and in essence, I guess they were kind of good with their money, but they didn't talk about how to manage it. And I hear this from a lot of people. We don't receive a lot of personal finance education growing up. It's not part of the public school system or even college. But look at me, I really didn't even start getting into personal finance until I was age 35 years old. It's never too late to learn about personal finance. This is another limiting belief that I used to have. If I have money, I'm just gonna spend it, so why don't I just spend it so it doesn't leave? But really, it's when you don't have a plan, when you're not budgeting, when you're not intentional with your money, that all your money seems to leave you. I agree. Money sitting idle in a bank account with no plan for it does get spent and does disappear on you. But this is not really a mindset of just spend everything because I'm so poor at managing it, I can't make a plan for it. It's more about shifting to, I can manage the money I have. Let me make a plan and stick to it. Number six limiting belief is that I couldn't enjoy my life while also managing my money responsibly. I thought in order to enjoy life, which back in my younger years was a lot more shopping, eating out, makeup, clothes, all that stuff, I thought, well, why would I want to manage my money? Because that's going to tamper down that lifestyle that I wanted to have. But now I've come to the conclusion that you can enjoy life, you can have pleasures, you can align your spending with your values and still manage your money. Number seven limiting belief. I thought budgets were way too restrictive. In addition to that, I thought they were way too hard. When I took Financial Peace University, and I remember when there was that budgeting template that was in the workbook and I did it, I thought, well, I did the budget, but all I did was I made a plan on paper. I didn't do anything else. So it didn't transform my life. Maybe the real correct limiting belief was I thought budgets don't work. In addition to, I thought budgets were way too restrictive and would be telling me how to spend my money, when in fact a budget is just you deciding how to spend your own money. Number eight limiting belief is that investing is hard, scary, and complicated. I remember all my newbie, very uneducated investing attempts were pretty terrible. I could do a whole video going about, I probably will, just about my investing journey and what I've learned along the way. But when I used to look at all the options and everything you can invest in, it felt so daunting. Now I've learned over time how to be a better, smarter, wiser investor. Number 9, all rich people are evil and it's bad to desire money or wealth. I used to believe this, and I think it's part of what held me back from wanting to build wealth, because I thought, I want to be this ethical person of values. I never want to screw anyone over. How can I desire and build wealth and still be a good person? But you can. Actually, I've come to learn over the years, most of the people I find that are really successful with money are nice people. They don't get there by stepping on people's heads or being mean people. It might work in the short term. It might work for a raise or promotion or two, but long term, this is not how people do well over life. Really, it's not money that makes people bad or evil. Money is just a magnifier for the type of person that you already are. If you know who you are and you have core values and you have character, money cannot corrupt you and make you a worse person than you already are. My 10th limiting belief was that I just had to work to pay bills so I could work and pay some more bills. Once I realized that in my early career years, I was thinking, what's the whole point of managing or growing any money if I'm just going to work and acquire more bills and all the money goes towards paying these bills? I used to feel stuck in this cycle, but it took me a while to realize I was just surviving and not thriving. I wasn't creating the life that I truly wanted. I was just becoming a part of this consumerism and acquiring more debts and payments, and really just a victim of lifestyle inflation at some points in life. But I believe with a solid financial plan and learning to manage your money, you can truly create the life that you want. Okay, now for number 11. This is probably the most controversial one, but I know there will be some people out there who can relate to this. I used to believe I always needed a man to help me with my finances. I thought I needed advice from male coworkers, from male family members, from boyfriends, from husbands, or even to the extent of just a guy in my life supporting me financially, and that's the only way I could win with money. Really, I feel it was the time when I took the initiative and I started taking responsibility for myself, for my own finances, for my own education. I'm not saying never hire out or get any guidance for anything, but there is a part of you that has to be educated and discerning enough and know a little bit so you can hire and you can get the right advice from the right people. I'm not saying I'm opposed to hiring a man for anything. What I'm saying is I was no longer outsourcing my financial education, all my responsibilities, and knowing everything and anything about money to somebody else. Typically, it was a male in my life somehow. I'm curious if any of you had any of these beliefs and how you unlearned them over the years. I'd love to hear about it. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this content. I enjoy pouring into others. When you subscribe, that's the little way that you can pour back into me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you're the CEO of your own life. See you next time.